welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios. We appreciate you being here. And in our preview for the 2025-26 season, we have the Army Black Knights. And of course, inside the American Conference, I am here with quarterback of Army, that being Dewayne Coleman. Dewayne, how are you?
Yes, sir. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
We're doing very well. And I was speaking with your teammate Hayden about, he got some time and some experience on the field last year. You did as well, but now it's that opportunity, that next chapter to step up and take on that leadership role. What can you say about your experience and what you learned last season that's leading you into being more of a leader this year?
Yes, sir. Last season was amazing. Bryson Daly had an amazing season, record-breaking season, and it was very nice to watch him do that and see his work ethic and how much time he spent on the game and how that paid off for him. So that's a great thing, and our offense and everyone on the team wishes to continue that success this year.
And like you said, you mentioned Bryson Daly's success and everything that he had done. I made mention to Hayden that there was a time late in the season, right toward the tail end of the season, where Ashton Genty and Bryson Daly had touchdowns that were right on point with one another. We'd heard about Genty nationally, didn't hear about Bryson as much. Do you feel like there should have been a Heisman conversation that went even deeper for him? I know making it to the top 10, but should it have been more for your quarterback last season and what he did?
Yes, sir. Bryson did an amazing job, and so did the rest of the offense and Coach Worley calling plays and the defense getting those victories to make sure that the yardage and everything matched up with a W on the record. And we did a great job winning the championship here at our home stadium against Tulane, and that was a great thing that team accomplished, and winning against La Tech in our bowl game, and we wish to continue the success this year.
Going through that, I mean, your team with the Army Black Knights had a situation that's typically unfamiliar to football, but now it's become more natural with the transfer portal in the fact of at the Army Navy game, you were playing Marshall in the bowl game coming up. Marshall ends up having a bunch of people going to the portal. The team takes themselves out of your bowl game, and then Louisiana Tech comes in, and we got that news like right, while your game was going on for the Army Navy game. I think it was like right in the midst of it. How do you? I know you play the team in front of you, but just to navigate something like that of having a world that we're living in where an entire school can opt out of a bowl game, and then you have to obviously find another opponent.
Yes, sir. Here at Army, we focus on doing our 111th each play and also being where our feet are. And we were worried about us in the current situation that we were in. We weren't looking too far ahead or looking backwards. We were just worried about where our feet were, trying to make sure we got better each second that we could.
And when you look at that like you said at Army, doing your 111th, being where your feet are, why did your feet choose to be where you are? Why did you choose to serve in the United States Army, not just be a student, not just be an athlete, but to be committed to serving in the military for the Army?
Yes, sir. My teammates, our teammates here at Army, we all choose to come here for the sole reason of serving in our United States Army, and it's a great honor to be within a group of guys that are so committed to something that's bigger than themselves and selfless. It makes it a great joy to be able to, have memories with these guys each and every day on the football field and off the football field.
And those memories that you got to be a part of last season, Army won more games in a single season than has ever happened in the history of the Army Black Knights football program. I know that this season is this season, but how can you use that momentum? Do you still feel that momentum from last season in such a historic time to continue what's going on? Does that wave continue essentially?
Yes, so we have a new team this year. Our seniors were a great group of leaders and a great group of energy and part of the true brotherhood. But we have a new group of guys coming in. We have some new freshmen coming in. And, we're all here in camp right now to get better, and grow as an offense and grow on the defensive side of the ball and special teams. And I thought we're doing a great job of that with day 3, 4 in camp so far, and I think we're on the right trend.
How have you grown, Dewayne, when you look at your game? Like I said, we got to see some of you last year, but now there's an opportunity for you to lead this offense. Where have you made those improvements? Where have you grown? Maybe some of those intricacies of you as a human being that maybe somebody wouldn't see if they knew you. What are some of those pieces?
Yes, sir. The structure of West Point, it allows you to grow and come in and learn a lot of different things about yourself early on and continue to develop those skills that you gain as you grow into the system. And here at Army football, Coach Monken preaches the growth and the brotherhood each and every day within us. And, I've grown closer to my teammates, trusting them and trusting our system. And I think everything's flowing smoothly.
Hayden told me to watch out for you, that you can throw and you can run. How would you describe your game and what type of talent you bring to the field?
Yes, sir. Coach Worley loves to preach the idea of efficiency. And that's what our offense, the night crew, plans to do, and we'll work every day to do. We have a great O-line coming back, and some guys that are stepping up in roles that we need to fill. And our defense is going to do a great job, like they always do, of creating turnovers and putting us as an offense in great positions to capitalize on opportunities that they give us. And ultimately, the goal is to win games.
You mentioned the term the night crew. What do you like about that, and how would you define the night crew?
I think the night crew is very resemblant of our culture of the black flag and the last of the hard mentality. The Black Knights come with a certain type of resilience and passion, and we also come with a great sense of toughness, and that's one of our main pillars with our program. And I feel like each one of our players embodies that, and our head coach preaches it each and every day, and he ensures that everyone's on the same mission and the same goal, so that when we go out there on Saturdays, that we're able to put our best foot forward and hope for a win.
You spoke about your coach and Jeff Monken. What is it about the way he leads, his style, and how he gets his message across that you feel like gets through to you?
Yeah, so I feel like Coach Monken is a very passionate coach, and Coach Monken cares about brotherhood and he cares about winning games. And I feel like when you mix those two things together with his communication skills and everyone being brought into the program, it's very, very easy to, follow his plan. And well, it's not easy. Well, it is easy, but it's not difficult. It's simple. And Coach Monken breaks it down to the fundamentals each and every day. And he makes it very simple for each one of our players to gather the information and be able to execute whenever the time comes.
And Dewayne, you've mentioned leadership of others, and you've mentioned kind of what your takeaways are from what other people, like Coach Monken, are doing, what Bryson Daly did, and whatnot. Did you always have this leadership in you? Did you always have this, hey, I want to be the quarterback. I want the pressure. I want to be the person that has control at the end of a game of whether or not we're going to win this thing. Have you always been that way, or did you grow into being someone that wanted to be the person with the ball in their hands when there's a few seconds left on the clock?
Yes, sir. When it comes to being a quarterback, I do take great pride in that position and what that comes with. And Coach Worley does a great job in preparing me and the rest of the guys in the quarterback room. Ethan Washington, Kel Hellam, Zach Mandel. We all on the same page, same beat of working hard and growing as quarterbacks each and every day and helping each other. And when you lead a football team like the Army Black Knights, it's fairly simple because everyone on our team is leaders. Our center Brady Small is a leader in itself, and our starting linebacker Caleb Fortner is a leader, and we have a lot of guys that lead consistently on and off the field. So when most people look at the quarterback role, it's just one leader. However, I think our team is everyone's a leader. And when you're all in the field and all 11 is leading, it makes for a great product.
And you speak to that leadership that it comes at every position and not just the quarterback position. How have your teammates brought out the best in you? If you are surrounded by leaders, what have your teammates brought out of you? What have they essentially, the positive effect that they've had on your life? How do you see that on a daily basis?
Yes, sir. Since the beginning of my career here at Army West Point, I met Hayden Reed at the prep school here at Army West Point, and throughout our entire career, he's been able to hold me accountable and help me grow as a person, with film, with working out, with running, and our coaches do a great job of letting the players lead as well. And I feel like a lot of the guys on our team, really everyone on our team, other than the incoming freshmen that we are just meeting with this week, but every veteran on the team has a unique relationship with one another, and I feel like we grow that each and every day due to our lifestyle here at Army West Point. And I feel like it is shown through our culture of our last of the hard mentality.
Yeah, and when you look at you're speaking about leadership, and before you mentioned the offensive line, I'm looking at the roster right now in the studio. I'm hard pressed to believe that every FBS school has enough offensive linemen because I think Army's stolen so many. Like you have so many offensive linemen. What can you say to the depth of the offensive line and the guys that are in front of you? Because as I'm looking at this roster, I'm saying, man, half this team, I feel like they're them big guys right there in the trenches.
Yes, sir. We take a lot of pride in owning the trenches, and our offensive line, they call themselves the mob, and they do a great job of holding up to that name. It's led by Coach Vidi, and he does a great job of getting those guys fired up. And like I said, they're all leaders on that whole line. They bring a lot of energy each and every day to the practice field, and with their mentality and that black flag mentality of everyone else on the field, it's a very powerful force.
You talked about the mob, talked about the night crew, and the black flag mentality. What is your favorite? Like, if you could put something on an Army Black Knight T-shirt, what's the thing that you want to wear across your chest? Because you brought up a bunch of different elements of the way that Army is, right? That personality of the Army Black Knights. What's the one that maybe speaks to you the most that you would want to put on a shirt?
Yes, sir. If I was to design a shirt, I would put the black flag on the back of the shirt
Okay.
and the brotherhood on the front of the shirt. Because as we move forward, we move as a unit, as the brotherhood, each one of us. And the black flag is in the back because once we're done with our enemies, they get to see the black flag and know that we're not done.
I love that. I do not want to be on the other side of Army. I always feel that way. So, Dewayne Coleman here on Wake Up Call inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. We're going to play some rapid fire, Dewayne. So, we have the opportunity to ask each other questions about any topics just in the moment, rapid fire. You get to ask me the first one. What's your question?
Who's your favorite quarterback in the NFL?
That's a great question right now. I would say, huh,
I thought it was rapid fire.
I know. Don't get on me like that. So I like no, I like CJ Stroud. I like CJ Stroud, man. I like there's a bunch of guys that I enjoy. I'm excited for JJ McCarthy. I like Bo Nix. I like Michael Penix. It's super hard, but I guess if I had to pick one, I mean it's easy to pack to say Pat Mahomes, but man, I would probably say right now, like I'm a big fan of Jaden Daniels. So I'm gonna say Jaden Daniels. My
He knocked
question,
out my
what'd you
Detroit
say?
Lions. He knocked out my Detroit Lions early on in in the playoffs last year. I'm a little hurt.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on, man. Preseason, the Lions got to wake up. So I don't know what's happening here. So my question back to you, Dwayne. So as a Lions fan, who are your three favorite Lions of all time?
Barry Sanders,
Okay.
Matthew Stafford, and Calvin Johnson.
Well, you picked the night crew of the Lions right there. What's your next question for me, Dwayne?
Um, what made you want to get into doing interviews and media?
I love telling stories. I was talking to your teammate Hayden about this. I mean, I've always been a storyteller. 5 years old, my dad get his word processor out on a Saturday. He put it up on the kitchen table, and it was a glorified typewriter with a you could see like a little screen because normally on a typewriter you couldn't see what you were typing. So I could look at it and I could type on it. At 5 years old, I was making stories. I always had a big imagination, and for me, got your teammate behind you right now.
Yeah, that's my feedback. Jake Rendina, Glacier High School.
Yeah. So we got to give him a shout out. But no, I would say, I mean, since I was 5 years, I mean, since I was a little kid, as long as I could think, I love making people laugh, love bringing people together, I love walking into a room and just wanting to see people brighten up and smile. So that side of it, coupled with, the caring side, coupled with storytelling, coupled with, I want to make the world small in a good way. I believe in God more than anything else. So, I mean, really, this was all just born out of a love for sports, a passion for bringing people together, wanting to do God's will to the best of my ability. And Yeah, I love I love showing people that they matter. And before I'm done on this planet, I want to get as many people as I possibly can to know that their story matters, they matter, and that they had an impact in a positive way on somebody. That's my goal in my life.
Very powerful.
Thank you. My question back to you, Dewayne, is if you took over, so I asked Hayden this, I want to get yours. If you took over my show tomorrow and it's Wake Up Call with Dewayne Coleman, who are your three guests and why?
Okay, I'm going to interview Eric Ford.
Okay.
I'm going to interview Teddy Williams.
Okay.
And my last interview will be with Noah Short.
Okay. Why'd you pick the three that you picked?
I picked Eric Ford because he's one of our outside linebackers here, and he's a great guy, but he's a quiet guy. But on the field, he's a beast.
Okay.
And I think on the podcast, he would be a great guy to open up and see him behind the helmet. Teddy Williams is one of our tackles, and he's from Michigan, and I think he has a lot of personality inside of him. But likewise on the field, he doesn't talk much. He just gets the job done. And
Okay.
Noah Short, he loves to talk, but he's a great energy person, and I think he would have a lot to bring to the media.
All right. I like it. I would look forward to seeing that show. What's your last question for me, Dwayne?
My last question is, who is your all-time favorite Army Black Knight?
That's not fair. So, I mean, I my knee jerk reaction, like I there's different places I could go with this, but honestly, my knee jerk reaction has to be because I wanted to talk to him for such a long time and I heard nothing but good things about him. And then I got to sit with him last year in Texas. Is your head coach Jeff Monken? I know that's not maybe not the typical answer, so I was going to pick a position and whatnot, but Coach Monken, getting to talk with him and getting to speak with him about a mutual friend, Bob Beretta, that was a lot of fun for me. And just to like his passion. And I've done interviews with him where I've gotten him to like smile and whatnot. And I feel like that's a win because he is so stern. I said, Coach should be in a mafia movie where he just pulls up in a black car. He's wearing a pinstripe suit. The window goes down and you just see his face and he just looks at somebody off camera and goes, get it done. He'd be like the scariest person on camera. But no, I mean, talking with Coach Monken, I got to say he's my favorite Black Knight because I really, really from afar was respecting what he, just wanting to talk with him, wanting to be around him. And then when I finally got to do it, it was just really, really cool. So I'd have to say Coach Monken. My question back to you and my final question, Dwayne, is all right, Dwayne, you and I are going to be in a superhero movie. You have to pick a superpower for yourself, a superpower for me, and you have to pick a city we're protecting and the villain that we're fighting. What do you got?
You have 2 minutes because I don't want to catch the stern Coach
Oh,
Monken look.
do it. Let's go.
But I think I would pick invisibility.
Okay.
I would let you pick the ability to read people's minds.
Okay.
And am I picking the setting or
You're picking what city we're in and what villain.
oh, Gotham City and what villain? Give me a villain there.
Joker.
The Joker. There we go.
Okay.
And
All
we're
right.
defining the Joker.
Well, with that being said, I do not want you to get that look. So you go do what you got to do and get to your meeting. Dwayne Coleman,